The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Sunday, March 16th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our free bracket challenge. $2,000 winner take all. Enter today, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. It is free to enter, so jump in and let it ride.
This is Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Sunday, March 16th. Oh boy, the final day of final day before the day. We figured these games out. It's the same day as the day. YouTube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. Tell your goddamn friends down at the bowling alley about us. We're rolling. Oh man, we got a game going on right now. I got a lot of action on. I had an unbelievable morning, so I just started firing away bets left and right. And we're gonna talk all about it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it tonight.
I am after you, college basketball. We got the big dance being announced. Hey, don't forget the NIT, CDI. The other one going on in Vegas. I forget what it's called right now. The new one. Get the name of that, but it's out there. It's coming. We're going to be covering it all. That's like we do on the college basketball experience and the college football experience, as well as the college baseball experience. I am joined by my co-host. He's the host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Make sure you check that out. And make sure you check out the college basketball experience pregame shows each and every day there. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great. I thought I was Rick Pitino there to start the day. I wanted to just drink all the Jameson in the world when I started the day 10-0 in the afternoon. Came back to earth a little bit in the evening, but cheers, everybody. Moneyline Miak had a good day today.
Mac tonight.
Yes.
Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Moneyline Miak. He was at the Miak Championship, and I can only imagine that that might have been the game of the day. We had a lot of fire games though. And currently we are sweating out Grand Canyon, who has an 8-point lead at the 3:58 mark. So we both, I believe, took the Antelopes there. Winner goes to the big dance. Can't wait. Let's just jump right into it because right from the start, man, we were just on fucking fire. The Princeton Tigers double lock. They almost won this thing outright, 59-57. In my opinion, I thought they played better. Well, I know they were down at halftime. You know what I mean? I thought they could have stole this game. I thought it was a neck and neck game, and they had it right there for them.
I completely agree. They Princeton's game plan was really, really good. I thought it was a team that you could tell had been in big games, been in the moment. They had disappointed in the regular season, but then they come into a tournament, no pressure on them because all the pressure's on Yale being the 1 seed. And they got that thing. They had the lead with 3 minutes, 1 minute, and they had their best player, Xavier Lee, just miss a 3 at the end. heartbreaking for Princeton. Disappointing year, if we're calling a spade, not even winning 20 games when we thought they would be dominant like Yale. But Yale prevails, and they are going back to the Ivy League championship. So shout out to these Bulldogs.
Yeah, great season, capping off their 21st win of the season. And then this is the only game I ate shit with early on, I feel like. Bryant in that place. Woo! Shout out to the Barking Dog podcast. Man, that was a bad handicap. I mean, if that was a neutral, I think my handicap was correct. But man, that place was lit. And Phil Martelli Jr. had these Bulldogs. Shout out to him. Pops was in the building too. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable there. Just wrong, bad play. Your thoughts? I know you nailed this one. Your thoughts?
Yeah. So my favorite, probably, and I think he's the most underrated color commentator in the game, is Randolph Childress, former Wake Forest guard. I think he does the best job out of everyone. He was on the game and he might have said positional size at least 30 times, but he was 100% correct. Bryant's huge. They're like 6'6" to 6'8" across the board. Earl Timberlake is a dog. Dude, I don't want to overreact to one game, even though it's not an overreaction. I mean, we just watched them go 23-11 and 14-2 in the league. They, I think, are more equipped to win a NCAA tournament game than Vermont is, just because of their athletes, and their size and athleticism. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely this year. I would definitely agree with that. Well, they got some skilled players that transferred in too. So, yeah, I mean, what's that?
If that's your 15 seed, that's a brutal draw, in my opinion. That's a tough team, man.
Yeah. Shout out to 357. How the hell do I display this? I don't know how to do this without. Here we go. Yes, we remembered. 357 just comes with the. Did he pass away from CTE? Demarius Thomas from Georgia Tech? No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, he's still alive.
No, he died. But I think he was in a major car crash. That's what I always love. You know, you get the quick judgment to CTE from football. It's like the Junior Seau one. Sure, you just drive off a cliff. How do you know that's not from the? How do you know the CTE is not from there? You know what I mean? I mean, condolences to Demarius Thomas. I thought he was a really good wide receiver, and from what I understand, was a great guy. But no, I don't believe so.
He died in 2021. I missed something. Why are you just asking about this? Well,
that was a random one. That was a random one right there. I know he does a lot of random ones. But yeah, interesting that he did not, in my opinion, no, I don't think he passed away from CTE. Next up we have the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago. Double lock covers 62-55. VCU does get the win, but we ramble on and we gamble on with a strong performance here. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, good game plan from Loyola to keep this thing close, keep it within striking distance. Just a good game at VCU. I come away impressed with good teams when they find ways to win these kind of games. They didn't play well today. They shot 6 of 24 from three. They had been making 10, 11 threes a game. When you find ways to win games ugly on days that you don't have it, that's a sign of a really good culture and team to me. So 27-6, 15-3 now in the A10, and a dance with an old foe tomorrow in the nation's capital. I can't wait.
Can't wait for that game, dude.
Pretty much favorite game of the week.
Sucks. I'm gonna be trying to watch that on a flight.
Yeah. I'll talk about it here in a little bit when we get to Mason. I'm so fired up for that game.
Yeah. Next up, I'm glad I stayed away from this wager. I stayed away from the Big Ten wagers, if you remember. There was 3 wagers I stayed away from with good reason. This is knowing the moment. I picked Michigan State, but I did not bet on this game. Wisconsin 77, Michigan State 74. You nailed it. As the Badgers get it done. Your thoughts here?
I will continue to say this. This is the best Wisconsin team I've seen in quite a while. They have an identity. Tanji is a fucking star. And they continue to impress me game after game after game. I can't wait for the Big Ten title game tomorrow. They end Michigan State's 10-game win streak, 8-game win streak. I mean, Sparty been beat
8 or 9, right? Yeah.
I love this Wisconsin team, and they're back in the Big Ten title game. Scott, back-to-back Big Ten title games for the Badgers.
Yes,
again.
Check out the Tennis Gambling Podcast. Scott Rochelle, looking forward to catching up with you in Vegas, brother. On Wisconsin, let's go. And Tanjay's been balling. Next up, I did bet this one, and I bet it on the goddamn money line. Double lock, Tennessee 70, Auburn 65. You're welcome. It's all over this one. Auburn's guards still not pussies though. I will co-sign. I will co-sign that with the great Bruce Pearl. Your thoughts?
What did you say Bruce Pearl said?
That his guards weren't pussies?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he said something else additional today because I had this. I was obviously at the MEAC game, so I was watching the quad box on my phone, and it's not the biggest screen in the world. So Tennessee made timely shots, it looked like, and I every time I watch Tennessee, I become more and more impressed. I love their guards, Ziegler and Lanier, and they're just so physically tough too. Great win for Barnes and company, and big one tomorrow in the SEC championship with the Gators.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the Spurrier quote in football. Was he shitting on the Tangerine Bowl or something? He's like, you can't spell tangerine without Tennessee TE, or I forget the joke, but he had a great. I'm fucking up the comedic timing on this, but Spurrier had a great line regarding Tennessee. I can't recall it off the top of my head right now. By the way, Grand Canyon currently up. What?
Slopes.
Yeah, 9 with 1 minute left. What's that?
And I'll throw this to the chat too. You guys give me your thoughts as well. Auburn lost 3 out of 4 down the stretch. And they asked Bruce Pearl the question, and I thought his answer was fair, just because at South Carolina we lost 9 out of 12 going into the tournament, and then we went on a run to the Final Four. He goes, "Yeah, we lost 3 out of 4, but we lost to A&M on the road on their senior day. We lost to Alabama at the buzzer, then we lost to Tennessee, who's a top 5 team." Are you concerned at Auburn at all, or is it? Did they finally just bump in the road? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not concerned for the opening round loss, but I'm concerned long term. I am. And by the way, shout out to the chat. They've corrected me. A bunch of people can't spell citrus without UT for the Citrus Bowl. Classic Spurrier. Can't wait to watch that game tomorrow. I am concerned. I'm fascinated by how great the SEC was this year in the regular season. But I'm also fascinated by the fact that I could potentially. I mean, I need to see a bracket before I say I sound like a fucking moron here. But I could also see some blemishes in of course he hit that. Some blemishes in March potentially. Like I look at certain teams, like I don't know. Depends on the matchup. Now I will say there's a couple teams that look really fucking good to me. But Auburn is a team that obviously talent wise is capable of winning the national championship. But I just have Pearl's always kind of struggled in the big dance for a reason. So, we'll see if he can, get that going. The game you were at was fantastic. I did get 1.5 points, so we can celebrate in that regard. South Carolina State covers as Norfolk State wins 66-65 in a wild one. Good God. I mean, if folks did not catch this game, I actually think this might have been the best basketball game of the day. I mean, there was a lot of fire games, so I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this game was intense down the stretch. I mean, just left and right, big time plays, questionable calls, questionable no calls, bonehead fouls. If you didn't catch it, South Carolina State did have like a 9. What were they by, like 9 or 10 at halftime? I feel like.
Yeah, they stretched it to 11 right before the break.
Yeah, and then and in the second half, Norfolk was up too late. They did a full court press, got the steal, almost like steal my bird to DJ. It was in that vein at the Boston Gardens shit way back in the day against the Pistons, but they get the bucket. Probably should have been an and one. Which still would have been interesting because you wonder if that guy still would have fouled. Probably not, because you're at the free throw line and his teammates can tell them and he can assess the situation. But then we had a bad foul where I think the player thought they were still down. Just a wild one. Your thoughts? You were there at this game. It fucking delivered. But yeah, your thoughts.
First, before I dive into the game, I think everybody should put the MEAC title game on their bucket list, because I didn't have much expectations. I thought it was going to be like some of these other ones where there's like, it's kind of empty. No. Like this thing, they had a concert out front. They packed that thing into that the Spectrum or the Scope, whatever they call that arena. It's not on campus. And the whole city was popping for this game. I mean, it was on fire. I enjoyed it. And I was just enamored with the bands going back and forth every single media timeout and breakdancing. I was like, I got to get a cocktail or something, because I feel like I'm at the goddamn club and I need to fucking get on the level of these people. People were fucked up and it was a good time. I can tell you that. Good rivalry. If you weren't a Norfolk fan, like a lot of the people were Howard and Morgan State fans or North Carolina Central fans, they were rooting for South Carolina State because Norfolk is
their rival.
The tournament is catered to Norfolk. It's in their city and they have the most money. So I get into the game. South Carolina State, I'll say, is the better basketball team. They went to Norfolk, almost beat them on their home court. They beat them in Orangeburg. Today was back and forth. I thought South Carolina State got an awful whistle in the second half. Norfolk shot 36 free throws. South Carolina State shot 12. I think that got Norfolk back in the game. And then just the ending sucked. I thought he got fouled on the layup, to your point. If they call that foul, he makes the layup. They're shooting. It's not guaranteed he's going to make it, but they're not going to foul. That guy's not going to have the brain fart if they're able to set their defense, communicate, hey, let's set our defense. And yeah, just an all-time game though. I'm telling you, everybody's got to put the MEAC championship game on their bucket list. That shit was fun as hell. Best game I've been to in years.
Yeah, that game was fire. It delivered on TV. I mean, I was watching it, just like, damn, the whole place looked great.
Lit.
Yeah, I mean, what a game. And we hit and we continue to hit because Cornell, can't talk. The Big Red cashed 87-71 against fucking Dartmouth. We had a double lock here with the Big Red. And yeah, I mean, Dartmouth hadn't been in a spot this big in a long time, and it showed. Cornell was like, for specifically the first half, I feel like Cornell couldn't miss from three. They ended up going 10 for 29, 34% from the 3-point line. But they also killed him in points in the paint as well. And that sets up a Yale Cornell Ivy League championship game. So chalk. Should be a fun one though. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Cornell looked the part. They looked the better out of the top two today. So, sets up an interesting one tomorrow, to your point.
Yeah. Oh, then this next one, man. This was another fire one. I just got to watch these final 20 seconds. If this dude hits a three, I'm going to go crazy.
What number do you have?
I have 5.5.
I have 4.5 from last night's show, so I'm hoping.
Of course, he hits the 3.
They're just up fucking 11.
I know. I got a feeling I'm going to lose this. But I didn't lose this right here. We had a double lock on the Tulane Green Wave, and whoo, the money line almost hit here. Brumbaugh, I thought he had it here. Memphis 78, El Ron Hunter, Battlefield Earth, Tulane Green Wave 77. What a fucking game. And man, shit almost blew up. If you were San Diego State, if you were Xavier, if you're North Carolina, if you're Boise State, you got fortunate right here. You got very fortunate right here. Your thoughts on this one?
God, Memphis is fucking getting lucky as fuck in this tournament. Do they ever cover anymore? Like, what? I tell you what. Where's Charles Walker? Memphis has been like the most profitable team to just blindly bet ATS, but they win all these games. I give them credit, man. They keep finding a way to fucking win, but Memphis never covers these big numbers. They should have lost this game.
Yeah. I mean, it was back and forth, final minute or so too. So, unbelievable there. And it sets up for the AAC championship tomorrow. Folks, want to tell you the college basketball experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network and compete against SGPN this March in our $75,000 winner take all college basketball survivor contest. Once again, I repeat, we are giving away $75,000 winner take all college basketball survivor contest. March has never been this exciting. Anything survivor, NFL, college football is fire. Now we're adding it to college basketball where you got to make your picks for each day of the tournament. It's going to be awesome. And I really believe that to me, anyone can win that thing. Your fucking aunt who's never watched a game, 72 years old, saying, let me see if I can do this. Anybody can win that thing. Splashsports.com/SGPN. That's splashsports.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by SeatGeek. I was looking at going to the ACC tournament today. Glad I didn't, but there's nothing like catching college hoops live. You went to the MEAC championship. Just sports in general live, or I'm a big sucker for music live. You can go catch a great live show, or stand up, or whatever. There's nothing like the live experience. And the best place I can tell you this, I was looking when I recently went to a game a couple weeks back. And I was looking at different apps, essentially different companies that, could provide the best price. And by far, SeatGeek was absolutely killing it. So I want to give, I know they're our sponsor, but I also want to give them just a shout out because they were the best price thing that I could see out there. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. And there are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and much, much more. And March Madness is here. So what are you doing? I mean, you got great opportunities to go to all these games, wherever you're located at. I mean, if it's not that, obviously MLB around the corner, college baseball is killing it, NHL, NBA, all that shit is available. UFL around the corner. You got bands coming to your town. There's nothing better than using SeatGeek if you're going to go out to a live show. I love using SeatGeek. Look, and SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a 1 to 10 scale. So if you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good. Red means bad. Plus every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. I love that about them. So what are you doing? And Pick Dundee came through for you because you can use the promo code SGPN10 for 10% off the next set of tickets at SeatGeek. Once again, 10% off any tickets. You could be going to see a badminton tournament going on. Load it up. SGPN 10. Thank Pick Dundee later. So yeah, make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Once again, shout out to SeatGeek. Promo code SGPN 10 for 10% off. All right. We are back. talking college hoops. And what do we got next? What do we got? Oh, more winning bets right here, because the George Mason Patriots double lock. Get this St. Joe's bullshit out of here. Tony Skid and George Mason. Perfect time to start your football program. There's a buzz around town about what you're doing. You had that great baseball, fucking like 1,000 runs in an inning earlier this season. Let's get it going. Jalen Haynes had a big day for the Pats. Your thoughts on this one as Mason, VCU in the A-10 championship. We're back to the good old days of this rivalry. Richmond against Fairfax. Your thoughts?
It's especially unique for me because I grew up in Fairfax as a George Mason fan. Now I live in Richmond and I'm kind of a VCU fan. So I can't wait to watch this game tomorrow, man. Like anybody that grew up in the state of Virginia, especially like in the late 90s, early 2000s, know how much this rivalry was humming in the in that time period. Is with Tony Skinn as the point guard. That's what was great. Tony Skinn versus Eric Maynor. They had classic after classic. And then for the game to be in DC, thank God it's not in the Barclays. For it to be in DC, that place is going to be humming tomorrow. I can't wait for that game. It's by far, honestly, out of all the conference tournaments, this has been the game I've looked forward to the most. And I didn't know if we were going to get it. Like we needed Mason to hold fort. We needed VCU to hold fort. This game, I'm biased, but I can't wait for this game tomorrow.
I mean, and I'll take it one further. I mean, I know you have the Shaka days, but I'll go back to George Evans and Mason, who should have knocked off Maryland in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I believe they lost by 1, but they were taking on at that point. I think it was Anthony Grant, or if not Anthony Grant, it was Jeff Capel. Was it Jeff Capel there prior to Anthony Grant? Yeah. This has been a great rivalry. I can't wait for this game tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'll be on a goddamn airplane when this is happening.
These are the OGs of the Cinderella. Like we've had some cute, like NC State, that was a fun story, but like George Mason in 2006 and then VCU in 2011, both from the 11 seed. And all they did was beat 4 straight Power 5 schools to get to their Final Fours. VCU had to win 5. They had to win the playing game. And here's what's funny. Neither of them won their conference tournament that year. They had to be in that large that snuck in as the final team and then went on their run. So Larinaga, Shaka, this is the new version of this rivalry. I can't wait.
Yeah, 100%. They were in the CAA, the Colonial Athletic, back then. Yeah. Okay, look, I stayed away from the other Big Ten game, and with great reasoning, because I didn't trust Maryland, didn't trust Michigan. This game was awesome. Michigan wins 81-80 on a late layup to solidify the win for the Wolverines. You nailed that one. I'll play your music. I mean, you look at some of the stuff. I think the points in the paint were the difference. 44 points to 30 points in the paint. But, man, Michigan turned the ball over 10 more times than Maryland. And to not get a win when you got that going in your favor is pretty damn shocking. But on the offensive glass, Michigan did have 14 offensive rebounds to Maryland's 3. Your thoughts on this one, as it was a damn good game?
Yeah, I think I in regards to Michigan, I'm impressed with the kind of resiliency of their group here, because they limped into this tournament. We were like, oh, Purdue's going to beat their ass. No, they handled Purdue. They short turnaround. They beat a Maryland team that's really, really good. I did like that they got Maryland on a quick turn because of their lack of depth, but Queen makes those free throws coast to coast. Donaldson, big time. And Dusty May has a chance to win the Big Ten tournament in year number 1. Wisconsin,
very impressive.
Michigan, that's a good title game. I like that.
Yeah, and Matt Dix, it was 38-16, the all-time rebound, or the rebounding for the game, not 48-18, but still very, very dominant by Michigan. Yeah, it's kind of an amazing, like when you look at the box score, it's pretty fascinating. I mean, Michigan was 12 of 13 from the line, but it's still crazy. I think if you would tell Kevin Willard, you're going to win the turnover battle by 10. I think you would think that that's a win. I think he would say we're going to win that game. But that's why the game's awesome. There's many elements to it. Shout out to Mac for cashing this. I backed away, but we had a battle right here. Get this Alabama roll time bullshit out of here. Dundee cashes a lock battle win with the Gators. Gator. That was against you and Phoenix.
The first loss of the day. Fucking Alabama. Bro, Florida's nasty.
I trust Auburn more than I do Alabama. Alabama to me is still a team that I don't know. I don't know about. I want to see who they get paired with though, because they'll probably fuck up these mid majors. But if they get just I mean, Florida is really impressive though. I mean, Florida, like I've been saying this for a month. I know Beanick has been saying it for a while too. But like the Gators look national championship good to me. Like there's, I know you could probably say that about 5 teams this year, maybe 6, but yeah, I don't know. I tend to think that I almost trust them more than any of their school, but they're almost winning too much right now, right?
Yeah, they're going to be a very, very sexy, trendy pick when that bracket comes out, and we know how that goes. The sexy, trendy pick usually gets picked off somewhere, but
well, Tad Boyle, and
yeah.
And KJ Simpson, OJ Simpson's son, sent that message to him last year, but we'll see how it goes. They were dinged up to Florida. I think they're
way better than last year.
Yeah,
They're defensively, they're a different juggernaut, and those guards are big time. Clayton, Martin, Richard, but then the depth that they have in the front court is that's where I really buy into them. They can be in foul trouble. They just keep throwing these dudes at you that are fucking 6'10" and 6'11". It's like, where'd this big son of a bitch come from?
Yeah. They're deep. They're deep, man.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed with the Gators.
Then we were both all over this, man. All fucking over this. UAB double lock. I just played this shit on the money line. 66-56. They get it done against North Texas. We're a free show, folks. We're a free fucking show. Shout out to Devin giving us $20. Another day of winning. Tritons will deliver shockers to the field next week. Circa. Hope Mac is coming. There we go. Appreciate you. See you at Circa, Devin. Andy Kennedy, man. Blazers are gonna. By the way, I feel very sorry. I feel very sorry for San Diego State fans, Xavier fans, North Carolina fans, Boise State fans, because I got a good feeling. Not to get ahead of myself, I got a good feeling that we have a bid thief brewing. They got to move that tournament out of Fort Worth. By the way, that crowd's not good enough.
Yeah,
like that's North Texas's home area. That shit was still like a half empty arena. The game prior, no one was at that fucking game. They got to move this thing. Yeah. They got to move it. I feel like Charlotte would get you way more fans. I feel like wherever. I mean,
they could go
Atlanta,
the full corruption route and just do it in Memphis.
I mean, at least it looks better on TV. I feel like. I mean. Yeah.
This is the worst. This is the worst tournament. To your point,
it is, dude. No one. I watched those ECU games. No one was there. It's just.
Yeah. Like you're absolutely right. They didn't even really show up for North Texas, but UAB, Andy Kennedy's doing Andy Kennedy things. He has a shot. He was a bid stealer last year. Remember they won the tournament when Memphis went down, FAU went down. Now he's got a shot to go to 3 out of 4 NCAA tournaments. That guy is, I would say he's arguably the most underrated coach in college basketball. Like nobody ever gives him credit, and he just wins between 22 and 25 games every year.
Well, I mean, he does a great job of like, they just go and get like 10 SEC transfers every year.
Yes. They have an identity, like you said. Like you know what you're getting with them. They're going to be a shit show. They're going to be athletic. They're going to shoot threes.
ECU, for whatever reason, like ECU can't do that. Charlotte can't do that.
Yep.
It's only like Memphis and UAB can just go get 10 good players at the Power 5 level and have them drop down. I mean, ECU can get 1 or 2. For whatever reason, all these schools can't. I don't know what it is. I can only imagine.
And Kennedy's personality embraces like the kind of second chance you, to be honest. Like, all right, hey, shit didn't work out. You got arrested. You did whatever you fucking did. All right, come on, be a Blazer and hoop for us. And they buy in and they run that zone that's hard to prepare for on short prep, like we're gonna have tomorrow. And they seem to always this time of year be peaking under Andy Kennedy.
I agree. Then Arizona, Houston, we battled here. I can't believe you fucking hit this shit.
This is rigged. This is a rigged cover. That referee couldn't wait to call the foul. Up 6, he barely touched it. There wasn't even contact. He goes, beep. I go, oh yes, I'm on the right side of the ring.
I mean, I was 8-1 coming into this fucking game, and this. I mean, folks, this was like a tie game. It's a 2-point game with what, like a minute 30 left.
Yeah.
I'm getting 7.5. Unfucking believable. I want this investigated. I want this game fucking investigated.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Dude, Yormark has kind of ruined the Big 12 tournament for me. I'm not gonna lie. I hated watching the Big 12 tournament, and it's not. Like,
he tweets out a DJ Diesel, Shaq. Shout out to Shaq. I mean, that's from the Big 12 account. Like, God, it makes me want to vomit. I mean, I love Shaq, but I'm saying, like, come on, man. Dude, tweet out something about your fucking teams. You know what I mean? What are we doing here?
Well, especially when you have like juggernauts and you have Hall of Fame coaches out of the ass in this league. Kelvin Sampson, Hall of Fame. Bill Self, Hall of Fame. Scott Drew, Hall of Fame. I mean, like, you have really good teams and coaches in this league, and that court, that event, I thought they did a D- job. I mean, this is the perfect example. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Big 12 tournament, there was nothing wrong with the original Big 12 tournament. I know you're adding in teams, you're trying to be innovative and all this bullshit that these fucking snowflakes talk about nowadays. But like, the fucking product was beautiful the way it was. And I did not enjoy this Big 12 tournament. It was the least I watched in years. And the court had a lot to do with it. To get rid of that fucking diarrhea court ASAP. Terrible. Fucking terrible.
Hey, Dean said, did you say you love Shaq? Yeah.
I love Shaq.
We were guest of a Shaq party once in Los Angeles, in downtown LA. So, I mean, of course we love Shaq. You ever get free booze from a friend?
Yeah.
Or from a stranger, I guess in this case, but you knew who he was on TV. You're not going to complain. I'll tell you that. My opinion can be bought and sold.
I think Jeff is absolutely right. Or not, maybe, who is it? Whoever said that the Big 12 sold, they went corporate and their product suffered severely. And it also suffered in the Big 12 football championship. That product sucked at Jerry World this year. Yormark gets a lot of fucking pump.
He doesn't know anything about college sports. First off, if you're going to...
He's overrated. He's good with expansion. He's overrated in every other fucking element. Get the fucking New Yorker out of here. Let me fucking run this shit. You got it. You're a Midwest fucking league to your T. You got to embrace your culture, the truck stop league. Get this corporate bullshit out of here. Embrace your identity.
I love New York City. One of my favorite places. But they do not know fucking college sports very well recently. No. You have to go back 100 years for it to be very, very fucking, like a pinpoint of college sports. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a dude from Rock Nation. You went outside. I would love to know. I mean, I guess he's probably learning on a whim here about college sports, but I mean, it's shown. That started the trick. That this loss started the downfall for me. I mean, I still had a good day, but at one point I was convinced I was never going to lose ever again. And this Arizona game being the tipping point of going the other direction, because Boise State, now they did dress this up a little bit. I did send you a text when Boise was down 28, and I was like, Boise, I don't even think they're going to be mentioned on the bubble with a 40-point loss to Colorado State here, but they only lose by 13. I personally think both these teams should be in if it was up to me. Shout out to Colorado State, and that's another one. We were naming Colorado transfers. Nick Clifford is another one. I know it was 2 years ago, but to think that all those guys could be there this year, unbelievable.
Yeah. Now he's like the best player in the fucking Mountain West.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Nico Medved. Your thoughts on this one? Is Boise still worthy of making the NCAA tournament?
I think so, but the agendas were circling the Carolina fanboys, and having the AD on the committee as the head chairman does not help.
The committee would never be corrupt. No way they would ever. No, they would never put in a team that just didn't belong. There's no track record of this in college basketball or college football, right? There's just no track record of the committee. They would never. They're great, honorable people. Right, Noah?
There are actually 7 mid-major representatives on this year's committee out of the 11 or 12 members. So that's some good news.
The head honcho's the Carolina AD. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If it was the Duke AD, I'd be like, yes, Carolina's out. But it's Carolina's AD. I think Boise should be in. They have 3 quad 1 wins. They don't. I mean, do they have a bad loss, Boise? I was looking at their resume earlier. They, like, from an eye test standpoint, they passed. I guess Boston College is a bad loss.
Well, didn't Carolina lose to them too? Oh no, Carolina pulled it out their ass. Remember
oh
that?
My God, dude! Yes. So that's the tiebreaker. Carolina won on a bullshit out of bounds or inbounds play.
Wait, but Boise beat Clemson.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, timeout. Yeah, dude, yeah. Boise, his resume is way better than Carolina.
Dude, they beat St. Mary's.
Yeah, they got to be in. They got to be in. And I keep saying this to all these Carolina fucking delusional fanboys. Who did you beat? You did not beat anybody. Boise, you just said it. They beat Clemson. They beat St. Mary's. They beat San Diego State. They beat New Mexico. All in the last couple of nights. They beat Utah State.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, I don't even know why they're on the bubble. The more and more I look at it.
San Francisco is not a bad loss, though. They're saying they lost to San Francisco. Washington State proved to be, at that point, Washington State was playing really good, but still, I get that didn't age well, but I don't think that's a horrible loss. I think BC is the only horrible loss there. But
yeah, it just sucks because BC should have beat Carolina. More and more, I remember that.
I just feel like that resume is way better, in my opinion. Like,
I don't even think they're close.
I would agree. What does Carolina have that's better than St. Mary's?
Dude, I keep saying this to everybody. They have not beaten anybody. Their best win is UCLA at the Garden, a middle of the pack Big Ten team that sucked back then too. UCLA sucked till about January 15th. They have not beaten anybody.
UCLA is not better than St. Mary's, though, guys.
Not even close.
Yeah, St. Mary's is better than UCLA this year. I think St. Mary's the best team in California. So, and to me, the second best win is Clemson. What's Carolina's second best win?
SMU.
I mean,
and SMU or Wake. That's what I keep saying to everybody. SMU and Wake is your second and third best win. You should not be in. If SMU and Wake, yeah, it's cute that you almost beat Duke without Cooper Flagg, but that doesn't. Moral victories is not a column in your resume. Actual victories is a column in your resume. North Carolina should not be in. Boise should be in. Although if UAB wins, that could muck some things up tomorrow.
Yeah.
UNC Pitt. That's a Q1A win.
And by the way, UCLA lost to New Mexico, guys. So I mean,
UCLA is okay. I mean, they're a solid team, but to compare them to St. Mary's, no way.
Especially this year. This is like the best St. Mary's team ever.
Yeah.
At least since Color TV.
We got to get this blue blood bias out of here. Like UCLA ain't touching St. Mary's.
Yeah. Then we have.
I'm kind of with Jeff. Triton in the state of California.
Well, San Diego State beat them head to head. So.
Which is why San Diego
compared to the St. Mary's. So
I would take St. Mary's 1. I would take St. Mary's 1, Triton's 2, UCLA 3. Does that sound fair? Maybe UCLA 2. I don't know. It's close.
Was that game at the Aztecs or in La Jolla?
Yeah, it was
at the Aztecs. It was opening night, I think. Right? I think it was opening. Yeah. I think they won by like 7 or 8. Maybe.
I'll go the Gales just because they swept Gonzaga's ass in the regular season. And Daniel, you're high if you're ranking UCLA 1. UCLA is closer to 4 than they are to 1. I'll find another team. San Francisco maybe is just as good as San Francisco is just as good as UCLA.
I think UCLA is better than San Francisco, but I don't think this UCLA team's like so. I don't think they're near close to number 1. I mean, they lost to Carolina. They lost to Nebraska. They lost to New Mexico. They lost to Minnesota. What are we talking about here? Yeah.
Daniel, this exact question that you're phrasing towards Boise State, as in how many chances do they need? I want you to ask that about North Carolina. 14 quad 1 games and you win 1. How many more chances do you need?
Time out. What do you mean how many chances? They have 3 quad 1 wins.
Yeah.
They've beaten good teams. They just beat New Mexico and
San Diego State.
San Diego State the last 2 nights. They should be in.
They should be in. I agree. Like I think they should be I don't even think they should be on the bubble. I think they should be like, probably 14 teams in, But anyway, UCLA is better than San Francisco, but I will say that St. Mary's this year is the best St. Mary's I've ever fucking seen. So I think they've proven that they're better than UCLA this year. Anyway, where are we at? Shout out to Colorado State, Nico Medved. We should be talking about Colorado State. What an unbelievable fucking run. Remember when they did them dirty and gave them like a first 4 game? When was that? Last season or the year before?
Last season, yeah. I mean, Colorado
they passed
State
2 times, didn't they? Yeah.
They gave Boise. All right, so Boise got fucked on the schedule last year. The more and more I'm remembering, Boise got screwed and they put them in Dayton and they lost to Colorado. They shouldn't have never been in that game. That was a joke that they were in that game. They need to do right by them this year and actually put them in. Colorado State, what a story. Nico Medved, winners of 10 in a row. They're absolutely rolling. Good luck whoever draws them. Good luck. Woo.
Yeah, if you sort on Torvik, their 10-win streak here, they are currently the 8th best team in the country right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue the Texas one. Texas has done enough for me that I think they deserve to be in over. I mean, I think they should be way ahead of North Carolina in my opinion. Like just on resume. I hate if you think we're not being fair, I hate Texas way more than I hate North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like
I'm 100% with you. I like if they put Texas in, I'm like whatever. Like they at least had some big wins. I literally do not see the case for North Carolina. If they put North Carolina in the field tomorrow, they slap us in the face and say the games don't matter. Because they don't matter if they put North Carolina in. Because they had every opportunity to beat anybody with the pulse, and they didn't. And so they should be out, and Texas at least has beaten somebody, although they've lost to a lot of teams too. But, yeah, I'm with you. Texas
hasn't had that embarrassing loss to me. Like
Rodney's good at doing just enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like North Carolina's had that loss. You know what I mean? Like shit, even UCLA's had that loss.
Yeah.
Texas, I think, deserves to be in. I mean, UCLA deserves to be in too, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Next up, we had. Oh, here we go. Slick Rick just continuing to shit on me. My apologies. My apologies, Slick Rick.
Oh, you're on the right side here.
I know you're the greatest of all time, and I apologize. I apologize, Slick Rick. I apologize.
That building was awful.
Dude, are they ever going to lose again? What the fuck is going on here?
I listen. I love the Johnnies, and I think they could go to the Final Four, but they're not. I don't think they're going to win it all. Like they play in a different level in that Garden. That Garden gets going, and it is on. That thing was, dude. That was like a New York Knicks freaking NBA Finals like atmosphere tonight for the Johnnies. Like what he's done there in 2 years is incredible. Remember when UConn said they own the Garden? UConn don't own shit. That the Garden is St. John's team, baby. Let's go.
I thought though he made great halftime adjustments though, and that's the thing of why you can win a championship because Rick Pitino has proven this year in and year out. You know, from since I've been alive. You know what I mean? Like he just makes adjustments. He ends up finding a way to. You know, we saw it when we talked about this Iona and Alabama game a couple years ago, where Iona almost took them down. You know.
He had the lead on UConn super team 2 years ago at Iona.
That's actually the one I'm thinking of. I think. I don't think I'm thinking of the Bama one. I think I'm thinking of the UConn one. Either way, I apologize. And then, oh my God,
what seed do you think they get? 2? They should be a 2 seed.
They're going to be a 2.
I would argue that they actually played too well this week because they may have earned a 2 seed, but in that case, they're going to be the 3rd or the 4th 2 seed. And they may not stay in the East where the Newark regional final could be. They could get sent to the West or the South.
That's so shitty, man. They should be in the East.
I mean, you can't do that for every fucking team, though.
Sorry, not South.
You know what I mean?
Midwest. They could be sent to the West or the Midwest.
I've been saying it for weeks. Give me St. John's as Duke's number 2 seed in Newark, and let's see how good a coach John Shire really is.
Yeah. Johnny's fucking great. I mean, even NC Nick told me, he was like, man, I hope we don't run into St. John's. NC Nick told me that as a big time Duke fan. He's like, I'll take anyone in the SEC. Don't give us St. John's. Right.
If I'm Duke, I know Sparty lost today. The last team I want to see in my bracket is Sparty or the Johnnies. Those 2 teams with the veteran coaches. Good luck.
Yeah, I think they're good with Sparty just because they'll probably get Indy, Big Ten regular season champ on the 2 line. I think that's probably where they end up, 2 seed in the Midwest. So,
yeah, unbelievable stuff. 2 years, that's all he needed to kickstart that thing. And I'm telling you, man, get him the goddamn stem cells. I want him there 10 fucking years. 10 years. Dude, let's go.
I don't think he's slowing down.
If you stay in the game, that keeps you alive, man. You know,
and I think he's got a good enough staff in place where he can do it. Like he's a big horse racing guy. He loves to bet on the ponies, and
I love this guy.
Yeah. So off season, go down to Kentucky, do your deal with the ponies.
He's got the ponies there in New York, man.
Oh yeah. Sarah,
yeah.
Upstate, yeah. And he owns a horse. He owns horses.
Of course he does. He does.
So yeah, I mean, he'll go down to the Derby. He'll go do his deal up in New York at that racetrack. And I think he could go another 5-6 years. I really do. He doesn't seem like the guy that's just going to get old. He kind of feels like he's going to coach till he's 90.
What do you mean? He already is old.
Wait till the Suns at Villanova next year. We got St. John's Villanova every year. Patino versus Patino. Woo.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Kyle Neptune was let go today. We also saw Kruger get the axe at UNLV. This we talked best games of the day. This one might have been the best game of the day. I think this is in contention. Akron, as far as I can remember watching this game, I think they got their only lead of the game on the final play of the game.
They should have lost, man. I feel so
my
bad.
God.
I feel so bad for Travis Steele and dude.
Wait. Though they should have got back though, man. You can't be doing that. They handled that incorrectly. The final 30 seconds.
Oh, they overcharged the offensive glass.
Yeah,
they all went to the offensive glass.
You can't do that. You can't do that in a tie game. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, I feel bad that they blew an 18-point lead and they played really, really, really well. I mean, Miami of Ohio should have won the game. They were the better team tonight. Akron just stole it because they have better players. And looking back on it, we should have taken Miami of Ohio. It was brother versus brother in the goddamn championship game.
Gross even
points.
said in the post game, yeah, they were the better team today. They should have won it, but they were like they prevailed. So yeah, dude, that was pretty good. Travis
Steele's done an unbelievable job in 3 years there.
They also
feel bad for him though.
They also got the rough side of the whistle in that game too.
They wanted Akron. There was an agenda. But shout out to the Zips, man. 3 out of 4 years. That
game was insane, dude.
That tournament's always great.
Yeah. That game was fucking insane. That and to me the MEAC championship left me just like in like I was shell shocked watching. I mean, I hit on the South Carolina State play, but I lost on this one. But I didn't even care about my money. I was just like, this game is fucking insane. What a win by the Zips. Then we did have a battle. Myself beating. Get it done with Mount St. Mary's. Get this Iona bullshit out of here. The Mount. I cashed my future on the Mount.
Same.
Winning the MAAAC. You gotta love it.
I hedged my future, so it was a win. Dude, shout out to Donnie Lynn. Fucking one of my first guests on the coaches tour this summer was when he got the job there, and he had injuries. He rebuilt that thing, and right away, fucking great job, Mountaineers. What a great story. Because once upon a time, Mount St. Mary's and Robert Morris both were the dominant programs in the NEC. Now they both have moved on. They took it on the chin a couple years. Robert Morris wins the Horizon this year. Mount St. Mary's wins the MAAAC. Great story. It's a great story.
It's pretty dang good. I would go back and rewatch that interview with Donnie Lynn because he was not super confident in year one. And this is just an incredible coaching job. My goodness.
I got to say is plus 950. Plus 950, motherfuckers.
But that's what how he said they were going to play. He goes, we're going to just get up and down, play a chaotic pace. He's a Shaka disciple. He was a video coordinator on Shaka's 2011 VCU team. So he's been around some of these runs. He worked for Will Wade, Mike Rhodes. He's a good coach, and it's his time, and he's running with this thing, baby. Let's go.
Shout out to Jeff Spicoli. Love the show. Requesting a Spicoli surfer voice for Triton's recap. I hope everyone knows Spicoli. I feel like, I mean, if you haven't seen that flick, I'm drawing a blank on it right now, but it's a classic. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, you gotta check this out. Liberty put it on Jacksonville State. We did need a pile of shit here once again. First half ended. I was like, we got this. We're gonna cover this number. I got to give it to Liberty. They've done this a couple games in a row with their halftime adjustments, man. Adjustments. Shout out to the Flamin' Libs. Your thoughts?
Those two little white guards are fucking good. I mean, Matheny, he's from Morgantown, actually. I watched him in high school. He's only 5'9", but he can go. He's transferred from Bowling Green, and they have an identity, man. They make shots at a high clip, and they shot Jack State out of the gym. thought Ray Harper could pull one more out. He's had a knack of these March runs, but shout out to Liberty, right? Better team, and ever since they lost on Senior Day, they've been a different team. Winning those last 2 road games, and then winning those 3 in Huntsville.
Yeah, and then man, how did we not hit on Louisville plus the points? Up 5 at halftime. Shout out Duke. Duke is very. I mean, that's impressive. It was impressive tonight.
They fouled their way out of it, man. This is my concern sometimes with taking the points this time of year, man. Louisville was the clear right side, but they fouled their way out of this cover.
Yeah. Also, I doubled down.
I'll
Duke's going to get a game buff from me.
Yeah, I agree. What they did over the last 2 days was workmanlike. So you know me, I hate Duke as much as anybody, but you got to tip your cap and give Shire some flowers. And I can't wait for them to lose in March.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to draw the lower seeded 2 between Tennessee or Michigan State in Newark. So both of those programs have had a knack for knocking off Duke in the March.
Don't you guys let Rick Barnes get another shot at old John Shire?
It should be very, very interesting. See what happens.
I'm all over that one. I want that one. I want that lock battle.
Please.
I want that
Please
lock
give
battle.
me Barnes against this freaking Duke one more time.
I would love to see that. Dude, this one, I told you, I warned the people last night. For anyone else that had a Jackson State future, I felt horrible about it. I doubled down on Jack State because I don't hedge, but I'll also say, man, Jack State probably led this game for 35 minutes. But Alabama State down the stretch hit some huge threes. And Bama State won this game down the stretch. They just hit some big fucking shots, 60-56. Shout out to Alabama State. I just knew this was going to happen. I just knew Alabama State was red hot. Even when Jack State, because Jack State was only up like I felt like 1 to 5 or 6 points almost the entire game until the final 5 minutes. And I just knew, I was like, we got to get up by 10 or something. I think Bama State will win this game still. And they did. Shout out to Alabama State. They look good. Your thoughts?
Great. Like you said, great coaching job. Tony Madlock. The SWAC's not as entertaining as the MEAC to me. I'm not going to lie. Like
Hater.
It's not as lit. I'm a MEAC guy. But
the crowd was good tonight, though. The crowd was good in this game.
It wasn't as good as the MEAC, though. That's I'm a MEAC guy. But I mean, Alabama State, nice story here, getting it done, and they're on to the dance, and I'm sure we'll see them on Tuesday or Wednesday. I would imagine.
Yeah. That was one of the better games as well. UC Irvine for a minute there. I was buying in. I didn't bet this game, but I was buying in that Irvine was going to knock off UC San Diego. I think it was like maybe the 15-minute mark of the second half. Irvine hit a 3. They were up at halftime, but they hit like a 3 to go up. I don't know. Maybe it was 4, maybe it was 5. And then I was like, that the minute after that, UC San Diego went into fuck you mode. And they went into, I can't do my Spicoli. I haven't seen it in a while, but I love that fucking movie and I appreciate the donation, but yeah. Fucking the Tritons, man. This is a horrible impersonation. Your thoughts on a 75-61? I'm happy for UC San Diego. Start your football program back up, you pussies. But let's go. And UC Irvine needs to start it from scratch. But your thoughts here?
Yeah, back to our original point. If you say UCLA is better than UC San Diego, you're high. UC San Diego was awesome this year. 30-4, coming in on a 15-game win streak. They earned their way into this dance, and they left no doubt. Another team that just continues. They just come at you in waves with the way that they can make shots from the perimeter. And I can't wait to see who they draw. And thank God this was not year 3 or 4, and it was year 5, so that they can actually participate in the tournament. Because
correct.
If this was a year earlier, man, we would have been talking about the biggest travesty in the history of the NCAA tournament that this team did not get to participate because they transferred from D2.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. They didn't even get to compete in the Big West tournament the past 4 years. So first year in the Big West tournament, they go right through it like butter. And now they're NCAA tournament bound. I mean, this is like a hell of a coaching job by Olin because he lost their best player to USC in the offseason coming into this year. So I really like this team. I think they can do some damage in March. They've been really good the entire year. Their resume metrics just don't have them up there because they didn't get any chances in the non-conference against solid teams. Their best win was that Utah State game, right? And we never really saw them against some of the higher conference teams, higher power conference teams.
Yeah, totally. And I just ordered a pizza to celebrate.
And they lost by 5 at San Diego State opening night without their best player, like I mentioned, transferred to USC. That loss is fucking nothing. They were the best team in the state of California this year.
Hey,
I don't know. It's St. Mary's, I think.
No,
but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm going to push back on your statement that St. Mary's was like the best St. Mary's team this year, too. Nuh-uh.
Which one is better?
I think the Mahaney team last year was better, too.
They said, and I'm glad you said that because this gets me into my point. These programs that have a good culture, a good coach, good pedigree, lose a guy like Aiden Mahaney. Oh, they lost Aiden Mahaney. They're going to be bad now, 30-4. UC San Diego lose their guy to USC. They go 30-4. Like this has been a common theme over. If you really deep dive on some of these mid majors, they're losing guys and they just continue to win and win because they don't deviate from their culture just because the high major might get a fucking nice little cute NIL deal for one of their guys and buy them. So I it's great to see. It's great to see. And great job UC San Diego. Great job St. Mary's this year.
Yeah. I think UC San Diego is your Florida Atlantic from 2 years ago. If I were to pick one team,
what seed are they going to be?
10 seed probably.
See, the difference is this year's team, St. Mary's, 28-5. Their worst losses to Arizona State, right? And that was in November, right?
Sure.
Last year's team lost to fucking Weber State, dude.
Yeah, Weber was good last year.
Not really.
For some reason, Weber completely fell off a cliff this year.
Would you say Xavier was good last year?
Dude,
how about Missouri State?
No, way better this year. They never really.
Yeah. How about they also lost to Missouri State last year, who fired their coach Dana Ford after that season. Get out of here, dude. Not even close.
They were fucking awesome this year.
Yeah.
They have 5 losses by a combined 13 points, 14 points.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the best that I can recall them ever being. Now, I think they had some great teams back in the day in the 40s and 50s and shit, but shout out to UC San Diego. And then you had Grand Canyon bring it home for us double lock. It got a little sweaty. 89-82 against Valley. Bryce Drew is dancing yet again. Your thoughts on this one?
They were the best team all year. They just had to get healthy. We should shout out some of these really good teams that lost championship games. Just because you lose a tough championship game doesn't mean you're a bad team, and it's hard to win, especially when you got to play a road game like South Carolina State did earlier today at Norfolk. Eric Barr did an unbelievable job, and I thought the guy at Utah Valley, Todd Phillips, did an unbelievable job. You hate to see that. They were the best team in the league all year because Grand Canyon was banged up, but Grand Canyon
not only banged up, they underachieved a little bit to me in the regular season at first.
Yeah, and another thing too, what's her name? Grand Canyon's NIL collective and resources are on a way different level.
They're on the fucking stock market.
Yes, yeah. Like everything I said was what Eric Martin did with South Carolina State applied to Todd Phillips in Utah Valley. For them to go toe to toe, basically in a road game tonight. I mean, good job, Grand Canyon. You guys got your achieved your goal, but tip of the cap to Utah Valley. That was a good team, great year.
Yeah, shout out to Rob Donaldson giving us $20. Appreciate you, Rob. What are the chances UCSD gets screwed as a 9-10 seed and draws a team like VCU to eliminate a mid-major?
I hope it don't happen.
VCU's not going to be a 7 seed. VCU's going to be a 9 or 10 themselves.
What year did they do that? They did that with.
It was Murray State, San Francisco. Like,
dude, that was a bullshit ass fucking draw.
Yeah.
That was bullshit.
I remember being outraged at that.
It was pretty cool because Kentucky lost in that quadrant, and what's his face got a Sweet 16. So
Shaheen.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, game balls. But before we do that, I want to let the good people know that the college basketball experience is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Yes, when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing is for sure. Nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early, players crying on the hardwood. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected, every upset, every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. So bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code SGP. Once again, that's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 age plus eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms of responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is throwing an epic March Madness party, and guess what? You out there, yeah, you in the back, you're invited. All right, all Rhythm users are invited to the first 4 watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the Awesome Stadium Swim in the Circa in downtown Las Vegas. And it gets better. Rhythm is also giving away a $250 March Madness future for one random lucky Rhythm user. Even if you can't make the party, you could still hit with that future bet. Rhythm's March Madness stats is success from 2024 with UConn winning it all. I mean, they were killing it. They had, Rhythm predicted Duquesne, NC State, and Oakland upsets. 45% of Rhythm brackets had NC State reaching the Sweet 16, and they were 39% higher than ESPN brackets as a whole. So what are you doing? A free party, a chance to win the $250 future bet when you sign up with Rhythm. So get on over there. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for all the details. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. All right. Game balls. Duke will get my first game ball. Very fucking impressive. Very, very impressive. And I grew up hating Duke. But that's just because NC Nick was talking about it nonstop. Well, and, Eric Meek and shit like that. But I mean, game ball, man, super impressive. Super fucking impressive. Where are you going here?
My second game ball for the group. We kind of glossed over this just because we were talking about the rig foul at the end and how stupid the court was and how bad Yormark's fucked it up. But Houston gets a game ball. For me, man, what they've been able to do the last couple of years, and then this year specifically, they didn't even have Juwan Roberts tonight, and they fucking beat Arizona and covered. I mean, they should be. I said it a couple of weeks ago that they were still flying under the radar. I still think they're flying under the radar. I saw somebody say Michigan State should be ranked above them today. I think Houston, just an unbelievable culture, workmanlike job, and I hope Kelvin Sampson can win that national championship this year. Houston is an unbelievable story once again.
I would love to see him win a natty too. No, I'm not drinking a White Russian. I'm drinking a Gin Ramos Fizz. Yeah. Google that. All right. Look, I fly away tomorrow morning. I was not going out to the store. All we had was a bottle of gin in there, so I had to get creative. Next game ball will be. I mean, there's a lot you can give it to here. There's really a lot. But I'm just gonna say Colorado State just continues to be red fucking hot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. I just can't wait to see where this goes. Your thoughts or your next game ball?
My thoughts are I co-sign everything you just said. Like I love what Nico's been able to do. I love Colorado State. Next game ball. I'll go with our favorite coach here that we love to pump, even though we decided to get cute like a bunch of jack fucks and try and fade him today. Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino is unbelievable. Takes over St. John's, and all of a sudden they're running the Big East. They win the regular season for the first time since 1985. They win the Big East tournament for the first time since 2000. He's going to be drinking Jameson all night. Cheers, Coach. I'll join you. Let's go. Slick Rick, Big East champs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I tried to warn the world, all right, that this train was coming. All right.
Don't let him
cashed my future over there too. Regular season future. Didn't take them in the tournament, but yeah. Unbelievable there. My third game ball, we'll go to UC San Diego. First year eligible. And a great fuck you to the world as you were like 20. They were like 20 points away from being undefeated the whole season. Look at that. They're like 24 points away from being undefeated. It's pretty crazy. Did you already do 3? You already did 3.
No,
didn't you?
I'm behind you today. No? There's a lot of candidates. A lot of good semifinal. I feel like I should give Donnie Lynn the game ball at Mount St. Mary. But I feel like I also have to because they won the regular season. Phil Martelli Jr. at Bryant. They took over a league that had been dominated by Vermont. They were the dominant team this year, and they won that thing wire to wire in the regular season. They were the best team all year. I got to give Martelli Jr., and that was a cool moment watching him and his old man hug after the game. So shout out to Bryant. And like I said, they're more equipped to beat a higher seeded team than Vermont was all these past years because they have athletes and they have dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you next year, Tobin.
They're probably happy with him right now, though. Got to the championship game.
Tobin had a nice blazer on tonight. I liked his outfit. I was hoping he was actually. I actually started rooting against my bet. I mean, I had a future on Mount, but I was like, come on, Donnie Lynn. But yeah, Mount St. Mary's honorable game ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teams that deserve a game ball that we just can't give it to tonight. Before we get to tomorrow's plays, I do want to let you know that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is awesome when it comes to college hoops. You can find edges you can't find elsewhere. Perfect example. I'm just going to hot potato. What are we doing right here? How about Walter Clayton Jr. higher or lower 15.5 points against Tennessee tomorrow?
Lower.
Ooh, is that revealing his pick? Perhaps look into it.
3 days. Let's go.
Yeah. What about Trey Donaldson at Michigan? Let's go higher or lower 13.5 points and assist.
Lower. He's on TikTok all night. He hit the game winner. There's your fucking.
I like this angle. Folks. There's edges like that you can find everywhere. I play this shit every day. I have a ton of fun with it. It's. What's up?
The first 2 games that Clayton played against Tennessee too. By the way, 10 points and 7 points. So that's a good call from Mac.
TikTok.
There we go. But Underdog offers stuff that you can't find elsewhere. I highly encourage you to check it out. And sign up. And when you do, use our promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Yes. And they also have everything else too. MLB, UFL, CFL, NBA, NHL, college football. shit, I'm forgetting MMA, NASCAR. Underdogfantasy.com promo code TCE SGPN.
Mac, do you know how many points Trey put up against Wisconsin the first time they played?
No, I remember that shit was back in December.
Yeah, he played 31 minutes against the Badgers, a big old goose egg.
I remember the game because I bet Michigan that night. They were a 3-point dog. Nice win at Madison, the Kohl Center.
We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. I remember going to the racetrack with my uncle back in the day. I feel like he needed an Edge Boost card. He had to go through the side exit. Well, I don't know that they wouldn't let him in, but he just knew everybody. But I'm sure at one point in his life, he's probably had to slide in. You know, put a hat that you don't normally wear over your fucking head. Maybe the fake mustache and the glove, you know, that I saw in his glove compartment. But look, you're gonna earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. And the best part is no credit checks. It's completely free. They're not going to find out that you're a complete pile of shit elsewhere in life. All right, okay. I know you're thinking, just everything's going wrong. You missed your goddamn child support payments. You're sitting over here. You're just, you got nothing going. But you're 2 months late on rent. You know, bills are stacking up left and right. Edge Boost you can still make that $750 per month in cashback rewards. All right. You never know what you could turn that into. Maybe you could fix everything. Sign up for Edge Boost and enter our free $2,000 bracket contest at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. Oh yeah. We got slides. Look, I will say this. The Ivy League does have a fire ass logo. It gets me all like, you know, excited. It's like I feel like a fucking murder mystery is going to happen here or something.
On this side, what happened?
Because when long comments like this, it won't cover you if it's just short like that. So,
I mean, they always said I had a face for radio, so you could put me on the fucking bottom.
The logo in the top left on this outline's a little bit bigger too. So I like it now.
Talking about these games, I'm not talking to you, Jack Bucks. They're not gonna be able to see me the rest of the night.
Look at Cornell, this fucking Big Red. Who knew Big Red was a slang word for bear? He's got a big ass bear going through a sea. If I'm ever out in the wilderness and I see a big ass bear charging, I'm going to be, look at that fucking Big Red. Look, this line's gone up, right? No, actually it's not. It's still 5.5.
I think it's been
I stand corrected. I thought I saw it at 6.5 before the show, but I'm all over. Look at that Big Red cover that fucking game tomorrow. Give me the 5.5 in Cornell. I think this is a game. I think it's a game. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, last meeting, 4-point win for Yale. We're going to do battle. I'm going to lay it with Yale. I think Yale got their hiccup out of the way. They should have been beat. New life. I think they roll tomorrow into the NCAA tournament. Let's go Bulldogs.
All right. Well, let's do some fucking battle. You in on the? I guess you're in on all these.
There's 5 games.
Yeah.
Cornell's actually.
I'm just here to bring diversity to this set here. Give the kind of white man's perspective.
Sorry.
On things from point guard position.
Sorry. Where the fuck is the battle music? Continue, Beanick. I'm sorry.
Cornell's kind of rolling coming into this game. They've won every game since that 4-point loss at Yale, and it's. I'm gonna say the cliche saying it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. Give me Cornell in the points on a neutral floor. They cut a 15-point loss down to a 4-point loss. This time I think it's going to be within a possession. Maybe even they steal this one. Yale didn't look too great on the neutral floor, so give me the Big Red. Plus both of these games near like 190 points. so the over 160 is not a terrible look either.
Now we got a problem. We got a battle in the Ivy. Dundee, Phoenix. Look at that Big Red. Mac.
Some people are asking if it's our last show. No, we have a billion shows lined up. Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding me?
This
just
content
means-
all week. This is the final show before Selection Sunday.
I'm going to be talking NIT games soon. I'm going to be talking fucking CBI and what's that new tournament that's going on in Vegas? The Crown.
Actually, if you guys don't get us to 20K by April 1st, I'm quitting. So fuck you, Jack Fucks.
And I'll be honest, like, let's stop for a second. This is not me doing shtick. This is just me. I mean, we need you to enter.
Subscribe.
Like, why would you not? Yeah, subscribe. But also, like, why would you not do our like everything that we're offering, the free bracket for $2,000? Also, the Survivor Challenge for $75K. I honestly don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna win it, so they'll save themselves their $25 entry.
Because you're lazy.
But the other one is free. I mean, so we're basically asking you have a chance to win $77,000 combined for $20, right? Or $25, whatever it is. Like, what are you doing, folks? Splashsports.com/SGPN. And then the other, that's the one to enter for $75K. And like I said, I think I don't think any expert has a fucking edge. The other one is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket, which is free to enter for $2,000. Why would you not be in both of these? And I mean that sincerely. I don't mean that as in like, we don't get anything more because of this. We're just saying, like, I think that's crazy. I've signed up my mother the other day for the Survivor. So why wouldn't you? Anyway, let's go to the next game. George Mason, VCU. I can't wait for this game. Can't believe I'm in the fucking air while this is going on. VCU's late 8.5. I'm locking up George Mason. I think the money line is live. I think the money line is fucking live here. If you watch that first game, George Mason dominated the first half, right? And then the building got him in the second half. Well, guess what? They're not at that building. I think VCU could still well win this, but I think this is a 1 or 2 possession game with 30 seconds left or a minute left. And I think, in fact, Mason having the closer distance from their university, I think they might have a slight edge crowd wise. It's going to be pretty 50-50 though.
Be 50-50.
But that's good enough for me. Go back and watch the tape on the first one. Give me George Mason plus the points. I think the money line's live. Mac?
Tony Skinn was my camp counselor, I think, once upon a time. Good. Growing up, I was on the Mason side all year long. Now I live in Richmond. Here, I came into the show thinking I was going to take Mason. But the more and more I think about this shit, I think VCU, they got to the title game last year. A lot of the same guys are back. I think it's a revenge tour for them. I think they have the veteran coach with Ryan Odom versus Tony Skinn only in his second year. I think Mason fouls their way out of the cover. I think this is a final score that doesn't indicate the game. I agree with you. It's going to be a dogfight. But I think VCU goes on like a 10-0 run at the under 4, covers the game, wins by like 10. So I will battle you. I'm a Richmond guy, not a Fairfax guy anymore. Let's go, ram it.
Disgusting.
Turn my back on my family.
Beanick, what are you doing here?
The Cocktail Napkins got the total at 132.5. That's probably my favorite play in this game. One, because I feel like George Mason, second time around after seeing VCU, there'll be more game offensively because they only put up 54 points in that first one. But also their defense so far in the A-10 tournament's given up 60 plus. VCU being the best offense that they're going to face here. I think it's going to be over this total. And with that said, I'm on the VCU side with Mac. So
there we go.
We got a battle. Dundee on the Patriots. Mac Beanick on the Rams and the over. All right. Next up, we are going to Nashville, Tennessee, Florida, Tennessee. Florida's laying 5.5. Nope. I will take Tennessee, and I will take Tennessee on the money line with that crowd behind them. Lock Tennessee plus 5.5. Sprinkle that money line. Mac?
Yeah, you're not going to get much from looking at the regular season games because they both absolutely housed each other. One won by 20, the other one by 30. I know Florida is also lost in the SEC title game last year, but Rick Barnes has been goddamn good in this tournament. It's a Tennessee crowd, to your point, Colby. Rocky Top outright. Let's go Vols.
Double lock on these Vols. Beanick?
Do you guys remember what happened in this exact game last season?
What do you mean exact game? They played an SEC title game?
Micah handlocked and broke his foot.
Oh, yeah. Against
That's
Auburn.
Right.
Yep.
This has been a revenge tour for Florida this entire week. They're going out there and they're winning the SEC tournament tomorrow, and they're doing it by 2 or more possessions. Lock it up. Give me the Gators.
We got another battle just like that. Mac and Dundee on the ball. Beanick on the Gators. I'm going to take this and I'm going to give my good clientele. If you dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE, we'll give you a longer explanation on why. But I think Tennessee money line parlayed with UAB money line is the play for tomorrow. UAB at plus, I think 170, 180, something like that. Getting 4.5 points. Lock. UAB is busting brackets tomorrow. Busting hopes, busting dreams. Whatever the fuck you want to say. Not brackets, I guess. Maybe. Whatever the hell. You know what I'm trying to say here. Blazers. Breathe on. Breathe fire into the NCAA tournament. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a significant coaching advantage here with Andy Kennedy in March against Penny. They just played 2 weeks ago. Memphis had the goddamn lead with 12 minutes left by 2 possessions, and they collapsed. Andy Kennedy.
UAB did, you mean? UAB had the possession.
Correct. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
UAB had the lead. They had a 10-point halftime lead. UAB salvages the third game of 3 here. They bust everybody's bracket, and this lazy-ass committee's got to work a little bit. UAB's in the field tomorrow. Let's go Blazers.
I'm with you.
My favorite play tomorrow, I'm taking the over 160.5. The first game, this game totaled 177 points and a Memphis blowout in Tennessee. The second game that they played against each other was 169. It went over the 160.5 there. Cocktail Napkins got this thing at 164. Also likes UAB plus 2.5. So I think you could go either which way on this game. I'm probably going to end up betting both because there is only 5 games. Give me the over and give me the Blazers. Ball me, Blazer.
Triple lock on UAB and look out for that over. Next up, look, if you're wondering, I'm just sitting over here riding dogs. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Indianapolis. Wisconsin's laying 3.5. This will be my one favorite for the day. Badgers take down Blue. Lay the 3.5. It was a 2-3-point game last time they played. Revenge on the mind. Badgers win the Big Ten. Mac?
Ride the Badgers. Tonji and company. They lost in the title game last year. They beat Sparty, beat UCLA on this road. They finish it off here. They beat the other Michigan school on Wisconsin to win the Big Ten.
Beanick?
This is kind of like another total play. Take the over. Both of these teams play at an absolute breakneck pace, and Wisconsin this year is willing to put up points. So, yeah, over 149.5. And I can't pick against the Wolverines. I'm less confident in this game, but I'll take Michigan. Give me the over, though.
We got a battle in the Big Ten Championship. Dundee and Mac on Wisconsin. Phoenix and go blue. That's our show right there. Is it really there? I'm not going to give top plays of the night. I mean, should we rank these fucking things?
I don't know. What's your one? Do you have one favorite?
The one that I like best is UAB, I would say. UAB or Tennessee would be the one I like most. I just gave out my top two. Mac, your top two.
UAB and Wisconsin. I like the Badgers to blow it open late.
Yeah, the one I trust least is Cornell Yale. I feel pretty good about all the other ones. But I will say the Big Ten's fucked me a lot this year. So second least would be Wisconsin, Michigan. So that means I feel third best about George Mason and VCU. You see how I did that? Backwards.
I like that parlay though. UAB money line with Tennessee money line.
Love that parlay. Love that parlay. Yeah. Beanick, rank them, buddy.
Favorite one is that total in Memphis and UAB. That one's going to be high scoring. Both of the first two matchups blew this 160.5 number out of the water. I think it happens again. In what should be a competitive game. I think UAB keeps that one close. So I would even take them on the spread as well. But for sake of having a different pick as my favorite 1 and 2, it's Florida. I saw a hand logged in tweet out, just one more game or something. And I just think that in that locker room, they have been putting some extra emphasis on this week. So give me the Gators.
Did you take Alabama yesterday?
Yep. And I changed my entire viewpoint on that once I saw hand logged in tweet that out. I was like,
the only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
Folks, give Noah Beanick a follow on Twitter at NoahB77 _ I believe. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline _ I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Check out the College Football Experience and the College Baseball Experience, doing episodes all the time, and also the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm off. I'm flying into Los Angeles tomorrow. There for a couple days in studio. Then Vegas. Come out to Vegas. Let us know. Get on out there. Appreciate everyone rocking throughout the year for with us. It's been a lot of fun as always. And look, we're just getting started. We got all these tournaments. Not only the big tournament, all the other side ones we'll be covering as well. Till next time, folks. This is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
State of the art, state of the art, certified official, cover, y'all. I'm a science evidence, bad mood, eyelid squadron, y'all. Yo, inherit the earth. Yo, times if you're righteous, whether G's are free, the fee is priceless. Snakes are closest, then come my peoples. Around my way, real DJs don't share needles. Scratch with the record attached. I chill with L on the tracks. Front, meet the wrong side of my axe. Out the door with this trademark flow. This year, my motto is the window. Never strap the time when I'm live on stage. I'll turn a bold man to a lady of rage. Certified front man, negotiating poly. A qualified champ, cooling out with quality. I talk shit, but back it up like Ali. On 24 tracks and furniture racks in Bali. You know the R-U-L-E-S. Cold beach trees and dames and all sounds compressed. State of the art. Watch out. State of the art. State of the art. State of the art. Hey, yo, I'm on the cutting edge, shifted in high gear. I be here even if it didn't shine like here. High tech, like I spin for eternal reflect. Like the VA, this is where the vets connect. Come on, check my state of mind, check the state of grace. LA, California's my state, United States. Where haters understated, but cops will still say.
State your name, now get face down on the pavement.
In 88, Lethal used to write fate. Up in Fairfax, digging all deep in the crate. It's a state of the art, our science, I dilate. But the spark was Iris Moore, create the devil.